Hey friends, welcome back to Arlie at Home. I'm Arlie and we're here in the kitchen again after a beautiful weekend up in North Florida at our property that, honestly, I just fell in love with. It's such a beautiful place. But I wanted to share something really amazing that I picked up on the way home with you guys and what I'm going to make with it. I'm actually going to make several things with it, but check this out. Aren't they beautiful? Let's see, look at the size of these strawberries. They're grown locally here in Florida, and I'm so excited. They're so sweet. There's no bitterness to them, nothing. So we're gonna make an amazing dessert with them, and we're also gonna can a few different things with them. So let's take advantage and share this time in the kitchen. But first, take a sneak peek at our property. Hey guys, welcome to the land. This is our future. Check that out. All right, Rex, come on. He's very excited because his dad and his brother went in ahead of him. All right, buddy, but you gotta stay close. Come on. There you go. Hey, heel. Good boy. Nope, this way. Right there, right there. Come on, go ahead. So right now we're delineating our property line with these posts. We had a survey done, and they are just putting in something a little bit more sturdy.
To pull this branch out.
The size of these pine cones, they're huge. Look at that. You definitely don't find those at Michael's.
That's the mark. So we put it in.
This way, buddy.
Not yet. Almost.
Come on back over here.
Yeah.
It's so pretty.
It's something pretty solid there.
Come on.
Thank you. Good now.
Hannah,
Yeah.
see how annoying the roots were?
Oh, I see that. That's big.
That's how annoying these roots were.
Hey, keep an eye on the time so we can meet this guy out there.
Oh, yeah. So we bought 5 acres in North Florida. We're still tinkering with the name of the homestead, but we'll figure it out when the time comes. We are a very, very long way away from that. Come this way, Rex. These big pines are so beautiful. Go this way. Come on. Yeah, I like this area. It's a beautiful, naturally clear. I want to damage, I don't want to damage the grounds as much as possible. I would like to keep it as natural looking as possible. But I mean, oh, I'm thinking getting way too ahead of myself. This is way in the future. This is just the first step. All right, buddy, come back this way. We're getting way too far. So this is how city folk identify things they don't know. Look at these little berries. They're so sweet. They kind of look like currants. But I don't really get a lot of signal out here, but I'm using my Google Lens to help me out. You take a picture and it searches for you. And you can't really see that. There we go. It'll find it later. Take a picture just in case. There we go. That'll help me out. But aren't they pretty? It's so beautiful. That is a beautiful berry bush. And that's what they look like. They look like currants to me. Alright guys, so we're going to be making a really beautiful strawberry shortcake. Now I'm doing this a little differently. I'm using the Duncan Hines Perfectly Moist Angel Food Cake Box. Now the reason I picked this up, because typically I would make it from scratch using eggs and, you know, separate my egg whites from my egg yolks and all that stuff. But I was super surprised today. Popped into the store to pick up eggs because I was a little low. a half dozen eggs. I actually took pictures of it because I couldn't believe it, and I'm going to post it for everyone to see as well, just in case you don't believe me. So this cake mix cost $3.69. 6 eggs, half dozen, $3.49, and the dozen eggs was $5.99. Now I used 12 eggs to make my angel food cake, and I was like, oh my gosh, this is crazy. No way, I'm not gonna spend that amount of money. But what's even more just mind-blowing was a sleeve of 30 eggs at that grocery store was $14.99. So I left, I went to Costco, and the 60 pack of eggs was $11.99. So I absolutely picked up eggs at Costco, but since I had already gotten this, we're gonna still use this, and we're gonna see how it turns out. I think it's gonna be just fine, and it's gonna be great, and it's gonna be a lot easier than sitting here cracking and separating 12 eggs. So let's get started. All right, so I have all my ingredients, which is this bag of dust. Let's pour that in there, and then we're gonna add to that 1.25 cups, which is what the box recipe calls for, of water. And that's it. We don't have to add anything else. So from what I can tell, this is made, because it says it's made with real egg whites. It's probably made with freeze-dried egg whites, which is great. I have been seeing a lot of information about freeze dryers for home use, and I think it's just fantastic. Oh, look at that. It gets nice and fluffy. All right, so I've got my 2 cake pans here. Traditionally, an angel food cake is cooked in a tube pan, but I will not be using that because, like I said, I want to make this into layers. So here's an easy trick to get this parchment cut right. Just fold it in half and then in half again. And then just go spinning it like this to make a bit of a triangle. I've shown this a couple times before, but it never hurts to show it again. Pop it open. You've got a round. Is it perfect? No, but it doesn't have to be. Okay, so I'm gonna line this lightly with a little bit of the non-stick spray. Now I'm not gonna add any of that non-stick spray onto the parchment. It'll peel off just fine. So that's perfect. It's nice and even between both pans. And now I'm going to place them into a 350-degree oven. Okay, so I placed those in the center rack, and we're going to let them bake for about 25 minutes. At 25 minutes, I'm going to check them with a toothpick to make sure that they're baked all the way through. If they're not, I'll put them in for another couple of minutes and check them every 2 minutes afterwards. But it should be perfectly fine at 25 minutes. Okay, so while the cakes are in the oven baking, we're going to work on some strawberry jalapeno jam. So for this jam, we're going to use the not so pretty strawberries, because those are the ones it's going to get cooked down and mashed up. So let's take advantage and use the ones that are not so pretty for this. I'm going to need to measure out 4 cups of strawberries. So now we're going to turn the stove on to medium heat, and I'm going to add 1/4 cup of water to that to get it going. And that's going to help break down the strawberries. All right, next we're going to add jalapenos. Now, I'm just using green jalapenos. We don't have to wait for them to turn red. These guys are huge, so I'm going to do one at a time until we get about 1/2 cup. If you like it a lot spicier, you can add a full cup, whatever you prefer. Okay, perfect. So now to this, I'm going to add water just until it reaches 1 cup. Like that. All right, so now that this has been boiling and it's nice and beautiful, the strawberries are breaking apart, we're going to add the jalapenos in that bit of water. Every last bit. And we're going to stir that together and just let them simmer for a little bit. All right, so now that our jam came up to a boil, it's beautiful. I'm going to take it and put it into a food processor. You could use a blender, just very carefully. And the reason I'm doing that is because I want it to be smooth. I don't want those chunks of strawberry in there. If you don't mind it, or if you like it, by all means leave it in, but texturally I prefer it without the big chunks of strawberry. All right, so now that we've blended it, I've got a fine mesh strainer over the pot, and we're just going to pour that liquid back in there. Now there's still bits of jalapeno in there, and if you want them in there, by all means you can leave them in there. I prefer to not have them in. It's a texture thing. Everybody's different, but that flavor's still in there. And oh, is it good. Now you can skim the foam if you prefer. Foam does not bother me. All right, perfect. At this point, we're gonna add, I use a low or no sugar needed pectin. So I'm gonna add 1.5 tablespoons of it. And then I'm going to add 3 cups of sugar. So traditionally, this recipe with a regular sugar pectin would be around 7 cups of sugar. I do not want to deal with that. So we're going to add, that is way too much sugar in my opinion. Not that 3 cups is any better, but it makes me feel better, if that makes any sense to you. So we're just going to add it in until all of this dissolves. It gets nice and smooth. We don't have any lumps of sugar in there. Stir, stir, stir. Now again, if you wanted to add a few pieces of fresh jalapeno, you could. This would be the moment for it. And now that I'm thinking about it, just because I think it would look really beautiful over like a block of cream cheese with some crackers, I think I might just do that. Add that in. And let me see what that looks like. Let's go ahead and add the whole jalapeno. All right, I give in. All right, you guys, I'm ready if you are. So I've got half pint jars. These are 8-ounce jars. I love these guys. They are so awesome. Actually, no, these are not half pint jars. What are these? These are 4-ounce jars. Just kidding. These are half cup jars. The way I see it, for something like this that's spicy, that you're not going to be having the strawberry jalapeno jam every single day on your morning toast. This is a special occasion jam. So I'd rather put it into a smaller container, pop it open, enjoy it once with a little bit of cream cheese and some crackers, and it'll be just fine. If you do love this for every single day, by all means, pop it into one of the bigger ones. But even still, I always try to do the jams in these containers because there's less of a risk of it going bad sitting in the fridge, because for a week, nobody wants jam. That's just a personal preference. So I've got my canning funnel on here. And we're just going to pour it to the lip is where I usually do it. And then off to the next one. Now, some people will fill it more than that. I don't like to, personally. I always get siphoning when I do that. So I just prefer to just err on the side of caution. Just fill it to that bottom lip. Beautiful. So now all I'm going to do is take a paper towel, dip it into a little bit of vinegar. I'm going to come through and clean the tops of these to create appropriate seals, because you see there's always a little bit of sugar that drips onto the edges. It's never perfect. So I'm going to do this twice. I usually don't do it twice, but with the jams, it's better to err on the side of caution. Sugar can be sticky, and I don't want to end up in a sticky situation. Take care of all the rims all the way around, and now I'm going to do it one more time just to be sure. Only this time, when I do this and I run the paper towel all the way around, I'm going to just come in from right behind it and seal it finger tight. Set that guy aside, move on to the next one. You want to be careful. This is very hot. Just because I'm handling it, I've got kitchen hands, so I'm quite used to the heat on my hands. If you're not, this could burn. And when sugar burns, it burns. It does not forgive. It sticks to you, and it'll stay there for a very long time. So now, a lot of people will notice I'm just putting directly onto my stovetop, even though I was just cooking on it. I have an induction cooktop, so it doesn't retain heat for a very long period of time. Once you move the pot off of there, it's off and it's no longer conducting heat. So it makes it a lot safer to work with. Not to mention, highly energy efficient. All right, now we're ready to go into the canner. All right, guys, so this is my canner. It works as a water bath canner and as a pressure canner as well. So I've just had some water heating up in here for a while now. As you can see, it's nice and hot. I've got my rack inside, and all I'm going to do is ever so carefully, bear with me here, I'm going to lower these guys in here and stack them all up one by one. All right, so they are all in there completely covered. We're going to close this up. $10 minutes. There we go. So, real quick, guys, I'm cleaning up the kitchen from my sugary fiasco, but I was getting ready also to make the next step for our cake. And it occurred to me, while I'm pulling out, one of the ingredients I'm using is heavy cream, but I was watching Becky from Acre Homestead, and she was sharing with everybody that she had found shelf-stable heavy cream at Trader Joe's. So I'm super excited to see what this is like. I mean, is it good? Is it not good? I'm dying to hear her reviews. So I just wanted to share that real quick, because if that's the case and you can have heavy cream that's sitting in your house on the shelf and you don't have to worry about keeping it refrigerated or anything like that, I mean, that's a huge game changer. At least for me it is, because I don't like having these guys cluttering up the fridge. All right, so we're gonna start with a cup of heavy cream, like I just said. Okay, so we're starting with a cup of heavy cream into a bowl. You can do this in a stand mixer, use a hand whisk if you so have or so choose, and we're gonna whisk this until we get medium to stiff peaks. All right, guys, so this is what you want it to look like, just like that. So when you do that, boom, you see how those peaks stay up like that? They're ready to go. Even here in the bowl, nice pretty peaks. So let's set that aside. And right now what we're gonna do is add 1 block of softened cream cheese. Now this has been sitting out on the counter, I wanna say for like 2 hours now, just to get it to a nice soft consistency. You see it doesn't take much to get it going and whipped. And that's what I'm gonna do here. I'm gonna whisk this up just a hair. No big deal. All right, sorry about that, to cut you right off. My battery died. So, moving on. We're just whisking this until it whips up, which it is. It's nice and soft, pillowy, awesome. So we're gonna add 1/4 teaspoon of pure almond extract. You could do vanilla in this, and by all means, it's gonna be delicious if you do. But I just wanted to add a different flavor. I find that everybody just throws vanilla into desserts and that's it. Oh my gosh, this smells so good. And that's gonna pair up well with the angel food cake, because angel food cake calls for a little bit of almond extract. Now I'm taking a tiny bit of the whipped cream and I'm adding it in and sacrificing it to the cream cheese. That's just gonna help soften things and get it whipped and going. Perfect. Okay, now I'm putting away the whisk. I'm taking out the spatula and I'm gonna add our whipped cream to this. And we're just gonna fold it. Oh my gosh, I forgot to add the sugar. No big deal. I can save this, you guys. Oh yeah, I forgot the sugar. All right, no big deal. We can do this. So to this now. Oh, I'm being so cautious. All right. I'm gonna add 1/4 cup at a time of powdered sugar that I should have added to the cream cheese. Don't do what I did. Add it to the cream cheese. I'm going to add corrections everywhere. My gosh. You know what happened to me, guys? I couldn't find garlic anywhere today. And honestly, it really bothered me. What is happening with our food lately? Has anybody stopped to like really look around and see what's going on? It's like every time you go to the store, there's something new that's no longer in stock, or there's some type of back order on it. I don't know. I think less stuff is being fabricated and grown and produced in the United States, so hopefully we can fix that. Okay, it looks like I didn't ruin this, thank goodness. You just have to be gentle and fold it in. So let's see. I want you to look at my face while I say this. I messed up. I'm so sorry. Please forgive me. You're supposed to add the sugar in with the cream cheese and then fold your whipped cream. Please add your sugar to your whipped cream and don't do what I did. Okay, back to regularly scheduled programming. I'm at half a cup. Now we're adding the 3/4. And let's just make it the even cup so I stop fussing with this so much. I don't want to lose the fluffiness. We've worked so hard to incorporate all of that air in there. I don't want to lose it. I think we're safe, guys. Just barely. I think we're safe. All right, I'm going to set this to the side. Let me see. Oh, super delicious. All right. I don't feel bad. All right. We're going to set this aside and we're going to assemble our cakes. All right, guys. So I'm peeling off this parchment. Remember, this is angel food cake, but I didn't cook it in a tube pan. So I'm debating whether to cut this in half or leave it like this. And I think I'm going to leave it like this and just do the 2 layers of cake, so that this is how it's sunk in just a tiny bit, will hold the strawberries and the filling. So I have my cake plate here. And guys, I don't know about you, but I love old Depression style glass. So this can be flipped over and it can hold your dip in the center and has a little portions for your little crudité. This was a wedding gift that I got from my husband's stepmother years ago. And I love these type of glass containers. I have tons of them. Okay. So that's one. Let me grab the cream. And then what we'll do to our cream cheese and cream mixture is kind of put it in the center and spread it out everywhere. You want it to kind of lapse over the edges a little bit. Look at that, it looks lovely. Okay, perfect. And now what we're gonna do is pick out the prettiest strawberries, cut the tops off of these guys, and I'm just slicing them into thin little slices, you see? Nice and thin. And we're just gonna put them everywhere. So this is by no means a traditional shortcake. I just thought it would be a beautiful take on it. I saw these strawberries and instantly said, oh, I need these. The farmer that was selling them off the side of the road grows them himself over in Groveland, Florida. And he just set out a little stand out there. He had a whole bunch of them chopped up for everyone to kind of try before they bought them, and I took a bite and fell in love. They were so sweet and so delicious. I could not pass it up, so I picked these up, and I picked up some honey. The honey that I get is local. I use it kind of like an antihistamine. Over the years of just exposing myself to the honey that's been processed by the bees, going through the wildflowers, the orange trees, and everything that's just native into my area, has really helped me kind of develop almost an immunity to the allergies that I normally deal with. So I am a huge fan of local honey. I can put a little bit more. Look at that. That's beautiful, isn't it? Oh, so tasty. Oh, wait, there's more. I'm so childish. Take that other one. And we're going to do the same thing. Set it right on the top, just like that. And take the rest of the cream and just pour it into the center. Just like that. Look at how lovely. Oh, I can't wait to eat this after dinner. You guys, look at how beautiful this cake is. It's not perfect, and I think that's what makes it even more beautiful. Look at how it just spills over the sides like that. Look at that. That's amazing. Oh, it's going to be so good. Okay, let's finish. Let's finish. Sorry, sidetracked. Look at this strawberry. Look at that. It's huge. So we're going to save him. That guy's going to be the decoration on the top because he is perfect. Okay. Now, typically you would just leave it like that and that's it. But no, I can't do that. I can't leave well enough alone. This is like an angel food cake, strawberry cheesecake, shortcake hybrid. Oh, yo, yo, it's going to be delicious. Well, now I can't wait until later. And again, this is a homemade dessert, you guys. You know, I've always been extremely critical of myself. Like, it has to be perfect. No, it doesn't. It does not have to be perfect. The people that come to your home to eat dinner with you are friends or family. And if they're not, they shouldn't be coming to your house. No, I'm just kidding. But they won't know that it isn't perfect. It took me a really long time to figure that out and a lot of yelling from my husband to get me to understand it. But he's 100% right. The people that are coming to share with you are coming to have a good time. It's doubtful that anybody's going to come into your house and say, oh my gosh, that strawberry is not in the right place. They're not going to do that. We do it to ourselves. And there's no reason why we should. Okay. And now, let me show you what I'm going to do with this one strawberry. I have a mess on this cutting board, but it's worth it. Okay. So are you guys ready? So you can see this perfectly. So here's my strawberry, right? I'm going to cut little slits in it, but I'm never going to reach the end. See, like that. You can cut them thinner, you can cut them thicker. It's up to you. And then I'm going to push. And when I did that, I created a beautiful fan. You see that little fan? How it kind of spreads out like that? Look how perfect that is. Now bring this guy back. And we're going to place our little fan right in the middle. And see, who's going to tell you that you did not plan that out exactly to the letter? Come on. You guys, look at this strawberry shortcake cheesecake hybrid. Oh my gosh, it's so beautiful. I can't wait to eat this, but I have to wait for my family. They won't forgive me. Or do I? See, it's not a perfect cake, so no one will know if a little piece wasn't torn off the bottom here. Oh my God. That's it. We're going to be fighting over it. It's amazing. I hope you guys had a great time with me today. I am super happy to share everything with you. Don't forget to give me a like and a subscribe. And honestly, oh my God, make this cake. It's so perfect. It's delicious. It's light and fresh and airy. And these strawberries are beautiful. I'm blessed to have them. Thank you for sharing with me again, you guys. I'm going to keep sharing all of these recipes with you. And we're going to keep inventing and experiencing things together. It's going to be fantastic. I'm going to pop this in the fridge for 2 hours and then we'll enjoy it after dinner. Thank you again, guys. Hugs and kisses to everyone for sharing with me today. And I hope to see you again soon.